Alright guys, welcome back. On this episode, we're going to dive into what makes a NITE Edition Ford a NITE Edition. And we've got this one as an example. This is not a real NITE, and I'm going to show you the difference. Alright, so like I said, this NITE Edition Bronco is not a real NITE Edition. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you everything that makes a NITE. And then we'll go to the things to look for. If somebody's selling one and saying it's a real NITE, you'll be able to point this out and figure out if it is or not. So, let's get into it. Now, the first thing, obviously, you can see is the stripes. All NITE Editions have these stripes. Now, this one's blue to purple. Some of them was pink. I need to back up a little bit. First of all, they only made the NITE Editions in 1991 and 1992. So that's two different body styles they made them in. One was the brick nose, one is the arrow nose, or the OBS as some people know them as. Okay? That's your first clue. If somebody has one and it's not a 91 or 92, then it's not a real NITE. Okay? Because you can still buy these graphics from Phoenix Graphics. You can still do that. I've looked into it because I'm going to have to replace the graphics on this one. I'm going to keep this one a NITE. I'm going to keep the NITE package on it. Just because I like it. And it may be the only NITE Edition I ever owned. So, plus, with this not being a real NITE, I can take it and, you know, take it up in the mountains. If I'm rough on it, it's no big deal. If I dent it, it's no big deal because it's not a real NITE. Okay, so, like I said, they've got the stripes down the side. And this is blue to purple. And some of them are pink. Okay? The next thing is everything is black. The bumpers, the grill, the trim around the headlights, the trim around the windshield, the mirrors. Now, the deal with the mirrors, these are sport mirrors. I don't know if they ever offered the NITE Edition with these. I'm not positive on that because the real NITEs that I've seen have got the old mirrors that have the bars that come out and then has the mirror up here. And those will be black. Okay? Same thing with the rear bumper. The rear bumper will be black. Okay? All NITEs have got this decal right here in this spot. Alright? Now, one other thing is the interiors. They made these interiors in 3 different colors. Opal gray, which is this. There's I think it's called crystal blue, possibly. It's a blue interior. And they made them in a red interior. I have never seen a red interior. Most of what I've seen has been gray. I'm not even sure if I've seen a blue interior. But most of the NITE Editions I've seen are gray. Okay? So, we've got black paint. We've got all black bumpers, grill, trim, all that, mirrors, all that's black. And the black on these, I'm not sure what the paint coat is. I suspect that it is Raven black just because of the quality of black that all the NITEs were. It's a lot richer, it's a lot deeper. Raven black, when you see Raven black, you know it no matter when you see it. Very, very nice color. One other thing to look for on a real NITE is double shock mounts. As far as I'm aware, all NITE Editions had the double shock mounts. I can't back that up. I don't know for sure, but every NITE I've seen has had double shock mounts. Okay? Now, you're probably asking, you know, what was the purpose of the NITE Edition? Well, there's all kinds of stories. I've heard that they was only built on third shift, but what it was they offered a sport package in 91, 92, and this was part of the sport package of the I think it was three different packages that they had in the sport lineup. This was one of them, okay? So it was something to appeal to the younger generation, and it worked. You know, a lot of people bought them. I'm in eastern Tennessee, very close to western North Carolina. We have Ken Wilson Ford in Canton. They sold a lot of them. They sold a lot of these NITE editions. I've always referred to this truck as the truck that didn't exist, because you very rarely see them. Up until the last probably 5 years, since Facebook has a group for everything now, not many people had ever heard of them. You'd say, you know, have you ever seen a NITE edition Ford? They didn't know what you was talking about. Me personally, I've seen probably 5 or 6 of them in real life. So they are rare. There's not an exact number on how many were produced. There's a lot of speculation. I've heard 1,100. I've heard under 1,000, 1,500. Nobody really knows. So I've been told that on the buck tag, on the core supporter on the firewall, it will actually have NITE stamped on it. I don't know. I've not looked for it. I've not been around one and thought to look for that. So that's just another possible myth that I've heard of. Now, one other thing that they done was, you can see here on the dash, it has NITE made into that trim piece. There's another key factor. Okay, now they also made NITE floor mats. They had that script in black in the floor mats. I actually have the set of floor mats for this that are NITE. Now, we're going to get to the history of this truck and why it has all this and everything. I'm just trying to show you the difference so you don't end up buying a fake one, or and to educate you a little bit on the NITE edition, because I love these trucks. The NITE editions, I love them. They're just awesome trucks. All right, one other thing that they have, they'll have a NITE tire cover. Obviously this one is a plain Bronco cover, but they'll have a NITE cover. You know, it'll say NITE right here. That is the only thing that this truck don't have to essentially make it a NITE. So if one of you is watching and happen to have a tire cover and want to sell it cheap, I'm your guy. I'll take it off your hands, no problem. One other thing that I'm pretty sure all the NITEs had was they had sway bars front and rear, because they was technically a sort of up there with the limited line. That's why, you know, they had the black bumpers and stuff like that, because that's what the limiteds had. And that gives you a little hint about this thing. We've went over basically, oh, one more thing. You know, obviously this is the 92 to 96 body style. So let me show you another difference. See the steering wheel? See how it's square in the center? 92s ain't like that. 92s are kind of rounded around through here, and then they've got a piece that comes out. The center comes out right here. It don't have these two sections right here. So this steering wheel come out in 94. So 94 through 96 on the Broncos and 150s, and then 97 obviously on the 250s and 350s. But a real NITE will not have this steering wheel. It won't be square. It'll be rounded. It'll have a 92 or 90, you know, the 92 to 93 style. Now, we've went over, I believe, everything on, at least on this one, to show you what to look for a real NITE. We've got 91, 92. Everything's black. All the trim, all the bumpers, everything. It's got NITE in the dash. It's got a NITE tire cover. It's got NITE floor mats. Now, obviously the cover and the floor mats, they could be took off. That's not a dead giveaway, but if they have them, that's great. That's just some of the things to look for that they come with. We've got blue to purple or pink stripes down the side. Most of the pink stripes came on the 91s, okay? You'll have the NITE script on the rear quarter, dual shocks up front. The steering wheel is different. It will not be square in the center. And the mirrors, you know, they're black along with the trim and everything. So that is all the stuff that will tell you that it is a NITE. Okay? Now I'm going to show you what makes this not a NITE. Okay, first off, this is a 96. This is the last year of the Bronco, of the OBS Bronco, okay? So obviously, dead giveaway. 96, they didn't make a NITE, okay? Now, how can you tell a 96 from a 92? 92 and 93 have one thing specific that is a dead giveaway that you can even see going down the road if you got a good enough eye. They changed this in 94 or 95. Come down here on the door, and you see that extra style line right here? 92s and 93s did not have that at all. So that is a dead giveaway. That's actually one of the dead giveaways that I noticed when I found this truck online. You could barely see it. The reflection of the sun gave it away. So now they did have it marked as a 96, which was what was throwing me off. But when I seen that, I knew right then. Now obviously the doors can be changed, but that's just a sign to let you know that, hey, you may not be dealing with a 92 or 3. So keep that in mind. We've done discussed the steering wheel. I told you what it did have. Obviously this one don't. Now, let's go back here to the back. You can see it's got a script here on the tailgate. None of the NITEs will have this back here. None of them. The only script that'll be on the back will be on the cover. So it will not have a script on the tailgate. Will not. Alright, now remember what I said about the limited package. I believe that this is what this started out as. The original owner, he worked at the dealership. He worked back in the body shop. I really believe this was limited because to find the bumpers and all that, and the trim. Obviously you can find bumpers easy, but the trim is the giveaway right there. To find that trim, even it being just a few years after, for one, would have been possibly difficult, and two, would have been a pain to change. So I really believe this was a limited, and I'll show you another reason why I think it's a limited. You see that cord hanging down from the rear view? That is a automatic dimmer for the rear view mirror. So that way when you've got somebody bright lighting you behind, you flip the switch, and there's a switch on the top or the bottom, I can't remember, and it'll dim that rear view mirror for you. So 96 and having that technology, that's pretty cool. So that's why I think it's a limited, because I've never seen another Bronco with that. You know, I'm not saying I've seen all Broncos, but the ones that I've seen have never had that. So that's why I think that this started out as a limited, because he would have got the bumpers and the trim right off the bat. Remember I said you've got that trim piece right there. Now, I've not personally talked to the dude. The guy I bought the Bronco from knew the guy personally, so he called him and talked to him, because when I started telling him all this stuff that was wrong with it, why it wasn't a NITE, he called him and asked him, and he confirmed it. He said, yeah, I bought it brand new. This is the guy, the original owner talking. He said, I bought it brand new. Where I worked in the body shop, I could get NOS parts. Okay? So that is a NOS trim piece for the dash. So that is a factory Ford piece. Okay, so that's pretty cool. The decals are original Ford. Okay, he just got them over the counter because being in 96, well, that's just 4 years after this was quit being produced. So you could still get stuff brand new for him, you know. So what he done, he ordered the trim piece in the dash, the stripes, the decals, the floor mats. I don't know why he didn't order the spare tire cover. I really don't know why he didn't do that. That's the one thing he didn't get. So, but it's no big deal. I may find one day. And with the setup I'm planning with this, the original cover will probably not fit the tires. So, it's no big deal. One other thing the Broncos would have had are the factory aluminum wheels. Now you can see those are saw blades. Obviously wheels can be changed and everything, but the factory ones would have had the aluminum bullet hole with the little dots around the edge. Here's the thing, unless you know, let's say somebody was trying to pass this off as a 92. Well, for one, if they have a 96 title, obviously red flag. But let's say they had a 92 title. Okay, let's say that the VIN number was a 92. All right, if it comes back as a XL, didn't make them. They was not on the XL package. They was on the XLT. The steering wheel and the body line, the style line on the bottom of the door are dead giveaways that they're not 92s. Okay, so just something to think about if you're looking for one of these and you happen to find one. If it's got the right doors, it's got the right steering wheel, obviously if it's got the title, it says 92, all that, then you're probably in good shape. Now obviously we have Marty reports now. That's another way to see. Now I'm not sure if the Marty reports will report on the NITE editions. Don't know, I've never ran one. Something to think about. So that's a possibility that may not come up because the titles don't tell you, the VIN number don't tell you. That's why I've always called these trucks the truck that didn't exist, because they're hard to track, they're hard to identify if they've been remade like this one. So just some stuff to keep in mind. Like I said, I just wanted to, I've got the perfect example of a non-NITE edition, but if somebody didn't know what they was looking for, you could pass this off as a NITE and nobody would know the difference. The only thing that gives this away is the year, the steering wheel, and the doors. That's it. Everything else, it's all NITE, and it's factory Ford NITE stuff. So you got to be careful. You do. You've got to be careful. And which the dude I got this from, all he knew was what he seen. He didn't know the history. He didn't know anything like that. And he wasn't trying to pass it off. Like, he wasn't dead set. No, this is a NITE, you're wrong. He was not like that. That's why he called his buddy that he bought it from. And then his buddy told him, said, yeah, I made that truck. I put all that stuff on it. So, and you'll have people like that, and then you'll have some that are just die hard and no, this is what it is, and just be careful. There's your quick overview of what makes a NITE and how to spot one that ain't. And the biggest thing is the door, and that's with all of them. That's one little thing that most people don't know about these trucks, that little style line. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it informative, entertaining, funny, boring, whatever. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, share it, whatever you want to do. But that's it for this episode, and I hope to see you back here on the next one. because we've got plenty of projects to do and got some really, really cool stuff coming up. You know, I've been messing with these 90s models. We've got some older than that. We've got some dent sides and some other stuff we're going to play with here before long. So be sure and come back. I know you want to. Come back and check it all out. We'll see you next time. Psych. One other thing I forgot to mention, all NITE editions were V8s. You'll never see one with a 6-cylinder. You'll never see one with a 460. That's the only V8 you won't see it with. They was all 302s or 351 Windsors. Now they was automatic and they was 5-speed. They offered them both in that. So that's 2 extra things that I thought of. So now the video's over. See you.